Hello everyone, this is Cheryl with Adventures of CNC, and today you are in for a big treat. So we try to capture travel stories, and I am sitting with a traveler, but this is a special story because this is my daughter-in-law. And she has an amazing story, and we have been talking about doing this for a long time. But this is a special day because we are on a cruise ship, and she's going to tell you all about cruising. So follow us, The Adventures of CNC. Don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Taking my chances along with my dreams.
I'm super excited that you have taken this time to sit with me today to tell us a little bit about you and your travel story and your celebrity story, because you have an amazing story. So can you share with us a little bit about you?
Oh wow. So I'm almost pushing 40. Having like a midlife crisis already. Can't believe it's been a while. And I started in the cruising industry when I was just 18 years old. Straight out of high school. At that time, I was in college and I wanted to pursue a degree in journalism. And I graduated in 2008, which is when the economy crashed from FIU. And at that moment, when all of that happened, I'm like, what do? I have a college degree, but then they were firing everyone, including anchors, and it was dark times, right? So then I decided that I'm like, okay, I have already been working for Royal Caribbean at that time in the reservations department. And I decided to just stay with the corporation because now I had a communications degree and work in correspondence. So anytime someone would send a compliment to Royal Caribbean or would send their dissatisfaction, I mean, because you cannot please everyone, right?
Right.
But the good thing about Royal Caribbean and Celebrity Cruises, and I take such great pride in working for these for this corporation, is the fact that they stand behind the product. And they love their guests, and they're always, it's all about the novelty. It's about this customer service, about going above and beyond, right? So I started working I started in reservations. Then when I graduated from FIU in 2008, I went to the correspondence department, and that's when I started working and writing on behalf of the company. A few years later, I decided I wanted something different, right? And at that moment, they were opening up a department in the Port of Miami for Azamara Club Cruises, which is also was a part of the RCI brand. And so Larry Pimentel, which was the president of Azamara Club Cruises at that time, wanted to have a reservations team that was a one-stop shop from A to Z, owning the problem. And I decided to just give it a shot, go from servicing, which is I think my forte, my strength, to then doing sales on the phone. So whenever someone would call in, whether it would be a compliment, whether it be, I need help with booking a group, whatever the case is, we needed to own the issue or the call or whatever the case is, right? From A to Z. And pretty soon I started falling in love with just selling. I became one of their top sales agents.
Wow.
Over the phone. And then I decided that I wanted to continue to grow in the company. And so after a few attempts of then getting into the sales department, which is one of the coveted careers in celebrity, rural, or whatever the case is, I had to apply I think it was like, I think I lost track like 4 times. And every time I would apply, it was like, okay, you don't have enough experience, or, you know, you're too polished, or you were too young, or whatever the case is. But I didn't give up, because I knew that selling was my thing. And for me, the way that I sell is I sell with passion. I sell with love for the brand, because I grew up with it, right? So after, I think it was about the 4th attempt, they saw that I was not going to give up, and they decided to give me a shot. And so I started at Celebrity Cruises in the inside sales team. And that's when I got a chance to work with the developing accounts, the travel agents that were just starting off, that, you know, were so eager to make their first group. And so then after I started working for reservations, the groups department and sales, I then was approached by an amazing woman who gave me a shot. And she's like, you know, I want you to start doing corporate sales. And, you know, what do you think about it, right? And there's one thing about selling leisure versus selling corporate, because at this point you're dealing with, let's say, corporations, CFOs, CEOs, multi-level marketing companies that want to incentivize their sales force, or, you know, companies that want to do a corporate retreat or meetings. And so that's when she gave me a shot. She believed in me. And I have been in the corporate sales team for Celebrity Cruises for the last 8 years. Wow. And I think I've anchored here. And the reason being is because, you know, I love my day-to-day. It's not your same thing every single day. But most importantly, I love the brand that I stand for. You know, I love that, you know, Celebrity Cruises does right by their guests. They always strive to offer great customer service. And even during the pandemic, when companies were laying people off, I remained on the books. Like, they were still paying for us, you know what I'm saying? And they were still there for the employees. And, you know, when hurricanes, because of course we live in South Florida, hurricanes happen constantly. They're always the first to be able to give us fuel and ice. You know, there's so many advantages. And then also like the what they do, not only for their employees, you know, with the stock program, with, you know, being able to cruise and experience the brand itself, because they feel that we need to experience it in order for us to be able to sell it. And so, of course, this all was such a great, you know, perks, I guess, if you will, for working for the brand. But most importantly, it's a brand that cares for its employees, cares for its crew members, and for its guests. And so now I'm going to be, next month, May 14th, 2024, I'm going to be 20 years with the brand. And I am very happy to have worked for a corporation that makes deposits on its employees, but as well as on the guests. And so it's been a long journey.
You should feel really, really proud of yourself, Lylli, because wherever we go, Lylli speaks the cruise language. She tells everybody about cruising and celebrity, how wonderful celebrity is. And so you are a good face for what you do. And I understand they treat you good, but you treat this company really good, because you treat it like if it's your own company. And that's really great. So it's definitely a win-win. And I love that you share this with us. As you know, we RV. And I said to Lylli, so how does cruising compare to other travel, right? Land travel, traveling by plane. But cruising is like the ultimate vacation, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're so
it is, because, I mean, when you think about it, right, especially now with inflation, when you go on a cruise, your meals are included. I mean, granted, there are some what we call specialty restaurants that you do pay a little extra to be able to experience, right? But it's usually a 4-course meal at a steakhouse, that if you were to go to a nice steakhouse, you're spending at the very least $100 to $200, right? But here, you're paying a fraction of the cost for amazing food, right? I mean, the head of our F&B department is a Michelin star chef. You know, we don't cut any corners when it comes to the meals, the ingredients, the presentations, the service, right? So the meals are included. With Celebrity Cruises, we also include the drinks,
And that's a big thing.
That's a huge
That's
thing, right?
huge.
The Wi-Fi is included.
Another big thing.
Right? They clean your stateroom every single day. Twice a day.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, when you really think about the big picture, let's say you do go to a 4 or 5 star resort hotel or a hotel itself, right? You're paying for parking. You're paying for the gym. You're paying for all these kinds of taxes. You're like, what am I paying for here?
Yeah.
You know, and then you have to worry about where you're going to eat, right? And it may be hit and miss because you may not go to, you have to Yelp and see how much it is. And if it's a 4-star restaurant, you have to pay extra. So when you really think about all of that, or even when you go, let's say, for example, to Europe, or you go to, you know, an exotic destination, you know, you have to unpack, you know. I went to Europe a few years back, and granted, it was beautiful, and we were staying at great hotels and stuff like that, but just packing on unpacking, by the end of the vacation, I needed another vacation. I was exhausted. But here, you know, you go to Deck 5, and then there's the theater, Broadway style entertainment, spectacular, right? We saw yesterday The Illusionist.
Oh my gosh. An amazing show. Yeah.
So if you go to New York, you watch a show like that, you're minimum $100 or more, right? We had a really nice steak at Fine Cut, and
amazing food.
It was delicious. The service.
Yeah.
They don't know how to say no. It's always, let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
And that's really what Celebrity Cruises is about. It's about the service. It's about the food. It's about just making this vacation a memorable one. And not just a one-time deal. No, we want you to continue to come back to the brand because of what we do for our guests and how special we make it. You know, on this particular cruise, we said yes before 75 guests. And then when I came back to the stateroom, it was decorated and there was like a swan with rose petals on the bed, right? And it had a beautiful note with congratulations. Right? It's those things that are that special touch that was a delightful surprise that you were not expecting. They remember you by name. Or there's a drink that you always order. They know to always anticipate the need. And sometimes anticipate the needs that you didn't even know you wanted or you needed. And there's a lot of first-time cruisers that are traveling with us. And they were like, wow, Lylli, I'm just in awe. You know, we had such an amazing experience. They're ready to book again.
Yeah, exactly. And you're right, how they remember you by name and your drinks. There's thousands of people on the ship. And when we sit down, the server doesn't only say, oh, red wine. He specifically knows you want a Cabernet and what brand it is.
Right.
I was like blown away by this the other night. I can't believe the service is amazing.
For those also that love the wine, that really like great food, the foodies, right? The winos. We have a friend of ours that he really loves to drink wine, and he was telling me we were having lunch in Ocean View Cafe today, and he was like, Lylli, we went to Eden, which is one of our specialty restaurants, and it's one of my favorite. And he's like, Lylli, like I had such a great evening last night with the sommelier. He told me about a specific wine, and he spoke his language. And he's like, she made my night because she knew exactly the type of wine. I mean, I wish I knew more about it, because he's a wine connoisseur. And he's like, the sommelier just knew exactly what I was asking for. Right? And that is what really makes this brand unique. The fact that there's something for everyone. You know, I'm into food, and when I go to Fine Cut, and I'm Nicaraguan, and I love a good piece of steak. It's juicy, it's tender, and if you like something that, for example, my husband, I was a little embarrassed. He had not only 2 crab cakes, he had 3. You know, and they don't know how to say no, and I'm like, oh, geez. But you know that.
Lylli, I have something to tell you. I had 3. Because the people at my table, they didn't really want the seafood. Seafood is my favorite.
Right.
Those were the most amazing crab cakes. So I was like, don't leave those go to waste.
Exactly.
They were so delicious. And when you say there's something for everyone, there is, because there's entertainment. There's games at the pool.
Yeah.
There's inside games at the martini bar. There's free shows. Amazing shows. I mean, I saw this show last night at the martini bar that they spent like an hour setting up with all the domino effect. In fact, the captain set it off, and all the martinis fell right down perfectly in these glasses. I was amazed. There's shows everywhere, day and night. If you don't go on the excursions, there's so many things on the ship. I mean, there's something for everyone.
Yeah. Did you try the silent disco?
For sure. I did. I saw it last night, but I wanted to go to something else at the time. So I was laughing because I passed by and all these people are dancing to the sound of their own music.
My friend this morning was telling me, and she's like, you know, you look for the people that have the same light, because there's 3 different DJs or types of music or genres that is playing. So I can be dancing salsa and you're dancing maybe like rock and roll, right? And so it's just funny to watch, or people watch as people are just having a great time drinking their martinis. And with that classic beverage or premium beverage package, it can get very dangerous.
Yes, I agree. And you know what? Even with a classic package, if you buy up your drinks, it's like just a couple dollars extra on the charge. So it's barely nothing. I mean, I love that the drink package is included, because on other cruise ships that we've cruised on before, other cruise lines, we have paid a big chunk for those, like an extra $100 a day for those drink packages. So I love that it's included.
I always joke with my clients and I say, listen, okay, there's different levels to cruising, there's different levels to hotels, right? But with Celebrity Cruises, think of it like, for example, you have a pizza and it has the cheese and the pepperoni and the anchovies and the pineapple. It has everything there, as opposed to having, you know, just the cheese pizza and then having to pay everything a la carte. Can be very expensive, because the way that cruise lines make their money or their revenue is not just on selling the staterooms, it's also on the onboard revenue component. So they probably go ahead and charge less for your stateroom, but you get what you pay for, right? With Celebrity, you have 80% of our inventory is what we call verandas, which are balconies. And then we have the retreat areas, which are the suites, right? Starting with the Sky Suite all the way to the Penthouse Suite.
So this is what a suite looks like. This is the, oh my goodness. How cool is that?
But look, it has a bathtub.
Oh, you have, whoa, a big tub. Oh, wow. Oh, look at the balcony.
That's why I was like, you know, why are we going to go somewhere else when we have such a spacious balcony?
Yeah. This is so beautiful. So this is the suite. And this is our sweet Lily. So Lily, is that the captain's? Yeah. I don't know what you call it. I was going to say the captain's suite or captain's room. Oh, listen to the waves.
I'm not 100% sure, but I want to say yes. And then also up there is the retreat. So whenever you book a Sky Suite and above, it gives you access to 3 private areas. That's key access only, right? And one of them is Luminate, which is, they have, our suite guests have their own specialty restaurant. Then the second one is the Retreat Lounge. So instead of having to go to guest relations whenever you have any questions or whenever you have to address any concerns, you can go to the retreat area. And then also the sun deck, which if you want to come with me, I'll give you a little sneak peek. Come on.
Woo, let's go.
You know, the accommodations are beautiful, the decor, the aesthetics, the service. When you just think about all of that, and it just truly makes it for a great vacation.
It does. It does. We love it. We've been on a few celebrity cruises now, inspired by you, Lylli. And we love cruising. We love to talk cruising.
Yeah.
And now it's becoming our favorite way to travel because we're so pampered. I feel horrible that I have to go home and make my own meals. Nobody to make my room.
Make your
no
bed.
shows at night. Oh my goodness. I'm like, how are we going to manage?
I know. I was like preparing for this trip, right? And so I was like hitting my Peloton, you know, I was fasting, eating my veggies and my fruits, and then I'm like, I think that everything that I lost to be able to get on this cruise, I gained it in this week.
And it's real easy. Today I had breakfast, late breakfast, so I was there like after 11. I was finished about 11:30, and I thought, you know, I'm going to my room, I don't even need lunch. And they came out with shrimp, my most favorite food. This tower of shrimp that was absolutely beautiful. And I thought, well, let me just have some shrimp. And then there was seafood, macaroni and cheese, and garlic shrimp, and all these seafoods. So I finished lunch about 11:30, and I started, breakfast about 11:30, and I started lunch about 12:30, I think. So I ran right into it.
Right, and you don't never want to miss it.
I don't want to miss it. The food is incredible.
The burgers, did you try the burgers?
I tried the burgers one day. I'm not so much of a burger person. I love the seafood, so I take advantage. But the burger was great. The kids had burgers, and I thought, let me try.
Oh yeah, Joey. We got in the elevator, and this gentleman was like, "Did you try the burgers?" To Joey, and he mentioned this morning as he's eating his breakfast about what he's going to eat for lunch, and so we decided to go to the Mass Grill and eat our burgers, and it was just so delicious.
So delicious. Everything is so delicious, and I am really happy that you could take this time to share your story with us.
Of course.
And inspire us a little bit more on cruising for those, because we do more RV, related videos.
Yeah.
So for those out there that like to cruise or who haven't cruised as yet, we highly recommend you try it, because I'm pretty sure you'll be hooked.
You cannot knock it till you try it.
Yes,
many people are scared.
Exactly.
What about if I get seasick? What about if I won't stay connected? You can still stay connected because you have Wi-Fi. You're able to sample different ports, right? So we hit 4 different ports on this one. We went to St. Thomas. We went to St. Martin. We went to Puerto Plata. And we went to San Juan, right? And we had a different, unique experience in each different port. And so that is what cruising is all about. On top of also meeting people from all different parts of the world and different places in the United States. So I think it's just a great way to be able to experience the world, but also experience different cultures as you're running into other people that you may have never met had it not been for the cruise. As a matter of fact, there are some people that I'm still friends with because I've met them on cruises. And it really is such a great experience to sample ports, to sample different excursions, and then get back on the ship, have a nice wine or cocktail dinner, and then go back to your stateroom
and not have to worry about driving home or driving to your hotel, or taking an Uber. You can
the safety element also,
safety element. I love that, the safety element of it. So it's a perfect package.
It is.
Perfect package. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're
Lylli.
welcome. Anything for you, Cheryl. And make sure you hit that like button.
Yeah.
Love you.
I'll give you a hug.
So we are on board the beautiful Celebrity Apex. And if you want to go on vacation, visit different ports, experience great service, entertainment, and food, you need to go on board Celebrity Apex and book with Cheryl. See you soon.